Hey, what's up, guys? Will here for Next Gen Gadgetry Arena, and welcome back to another episode of our head-to-head smartphone comparison series. Today, we've got two highly anticipated devices on the table that many of you have been asking about: Xiaomi's Poco F7 versus the Poco F7 Pro. At first glance, these two phones might look like brothers from the same family, and in many ways they are. But there are also key differences that could sway your buying decision one way or the other. The Poco F7 is the more affordable option in the lineup, but don't let the lower price tag fool you. It still manages to pack in some seriously impressive features. Meanwhile, the Poco F7 Pro brings a handful of upgrades that justify its premium label. So, the big question is, which one is actually worth your money? Let's dive in and find out. Starting with design and build quality, both the Poco F7 and the Pro model look and feel like premium devices, even though they technically fall into the mid-range category. Both phones come with a sturdy aluminum frame sandwiched between glass panels, giving them a classy two-tone design on the back. While they're similar, you can tell them apart thanks to the different camera island shapes and the angle of the design split. In terms of durability, Xiaomi hasn't cut corners here either. Both the F7 and the F7 Pro are IP68 rated, which means they're resistant to both dust and water. That's a pretty impressive feature for devices in this price range. Moving on to the displays, this is where things start to get interesting. The standard Poco F7 actually has the larger screen of the two, measuring in at 6.83 inches compared to the 6.67-inch panel on the Pro. However, the Pro model claws back some ground with a higher QHD resolution, while the regular F7 sticks with Full HD+. Both displays use OLED technology, support a smooth 120Hz refresh rate, and offer 12-bit color depth along with both Dolby Vision and HDR10+ playback. The protective layer is the same too, with Gorilla Glass 7 eyes shielding both panels. In real-world use, both are impressively bright, reaching up to 1500 nits of peak brightness, so you'll have no issues outdoors even on a sunny day. As for refresh rate management, both phones dynamically switch between 120Hz and 60Hz, giving you a nice balance between smooth scrolling and battery efficiency. For audio, both handsets bring stereo speakers to the table. The Pro model edges ahead slightly in clarity, especially in the mids, while the regular F7 has a touch more bass. So your preference might depend on what type of sound signature you enjoy more. When it comes to the user experience, both devices are running Xiaomi's HyperOS 2 layered on top of Android 15. This software package brings with it all the features you'd expect from a modern Xiaomi phone, along with a host of new AI-based functionalities. The user interface feels polished, responsive, and fluid. One small but notable difference lies in the fingerprint readers. The Poco F7 uses an optical in-display scanner, while the F7 Pro steps it up to an ultrasonic scanner. Both are quick and reliable, but the ultrasonic version tends to perform better in less than ideal conditions like wet or greasy fingers. Storage options are identical, with 256GB and 512GB variants available, though neither phone supports expandable storage through microSD. As for long-term support, Xiaomi has committed to 4 years of major Android updates and 6 years of security patches for both models, which is reassuring if you like to keep your phone for the long haul. Under the hood, there are some meaningful differences. The Poco F7 is powered by the Snapdragon 8S Gen 4, a powerful new chip that delivers near flagship levels of performance. The Pro version, on the other hand, packs the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which was Qualcomm's top-tier chipset from the previous generation. In benchmark tests, the Pro does come out slightly ahead, but in day-to-day use, the gap is hardly noticeable. Both phones handle gaming, multitasking, and demanding apps with ease. Thermal management is solid on both as well, with only minimal throttling under extended heavy loads. Battery life is another area where the vanilla F7 surprises. It actually houses a slightly larger battery than the Pro, and as a result, it scored a little better in active use during our tests. That said, both phones delivered strong endurance overall. When it comes to charging, there's no difference at all. Both devices support 90-watt wired charging, which can take you from empty to full in just about half an hour. The Pro model is only marginally quicker, but the difference is barely worth mentioning. Now let's talk cameras, because this is an area where many buyers make their decision. The Poco F7 comes equipped with a 50-megapixel main sensor paired with an 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera. The F7 Pro has the same setup on paper, but its main camera uses a different sensor and lens combination, which gives it an edge in certain situations. In daylight, the F7 Pro tends to deliver crisper photos with better dynamic range, preserving highlights more effectively. However, the regular F7 actually does better when it comes to 2x digital zoom shots and low-light photography, producing sharper and more contrast-rich images. With the ultra-wide cameras, the output differs as well. The F7's shots are less processed, while the Pros are more sharpened, which many people may prefer. In low light, the ultra-wide on the Pro once again edges ahead. For selfies, both phones sport a 20-megapixel front camera, and results are quite similar. The Pro does manage to squeeze out a slightly wider dynamic range, but overall, both produce pleasing results for social media and video calls. On the video side, the differences become more pronounced. The Poco F7 Pro supports 8K video recording, while the regular F7 tops out at 4K. Both can shoot ultra-wide footage in 1080p, though the results there are average on either device. When it comes to 4K video from the main camera, the Pro model is noticeably better, with more detail, natural colors, and superior dynamic range. In low-light video, the Pro also performs better, though the gap isn't massive. So, which one should you buy? Well, here's the conclusion. Both the Poco F7 and the Poco F7 Pro bring premium build quality, IP68 water resistance, bright and smooth OLED displays, strong software support, and excellent overall performance. They're both fast, reliable, and built to last. However, the Poco F7 comes in at a lower price while still delivering a larger display, slightly better low-light and zoom photography, and fantastic battery life. The Pro, on the other hand, is more compact, boasts a higher resolution display, an ultrasonic fingerprint reader, and slightly stronger daytime photography and video recording capabilities, including 8K support. In real-world usage, though, the differences are subtle enough that most people won't notice them on a daily basis. That's why, unless you specifically value those Pro extras, the Poco F7 actually looks like the smarter buy. It gives you nearly all of the Pro experience at a lower cost, making it the more practical choice for most buyers. Thanks for watching this comparison here on Next Gen Gadgetry Arena. Be sure to check the description below for our in-depth written reviews and benchmarks. And don't forget to subscribe